Hey folks, what's up? Welcome back to another Paul Master video. As usual, before we get into all these stuff, let's get our daily discount summons in, and that is not the best, I guess. Anyways, keep going for more. But if guys do enjoy the content and all that stuff, it'd be pretty cool if you click that subscribe button down below. You don't have to, but it would be cool if you do. Alright, that's not great either. I haven't got a 5-star out of these in a while, man. Wow. Anyways, okay, I guess complaining about it doesn't really help. Alright, last one here, and nothing. It's an electric type, wrong electric type though. So anyways, well, let's talk about the last countdown banner, right? So we've had already 3 countdown banners come out, and the last one, obviously again they're by region. Last one is Unova and Kalos, right? With Kalos only having like 2 sync pairs, being Clement and Serena, and then Alola having a decent amount of sync pairs, right? We got Kukui, Olivia, Lily, Gladion, Luzamine, Pheromosa, and Guzma, right? Not Pheromosa. Did I just say Pheromosa? Plumeria. I mean, Pheromosa technically is in here too. Plumeria, and then Guzma. So this is, I don't know. This banner really kind of does remind me of the Kanto Johto banner as well. Like, there's some really great units in here, right? Again, you got Sabrina, who's absolutely fantastic. Blue's still nice. Lyre's really good, right? And then you got like some other stuff like Morty, Chris, that you kind of hope you don't want to pull, right? And you know, same thing kind of over here, right? You got fantastic units like Serena, Luzamine, Lily, you know, Olivia, Kukui, and then you got some other stuff that Gladion, Plumeria, and Guzma that you don't really want to get, right? Maybe. I mean, unless you're a fan of either one of those 3, then sure, I guess you want to get them. But, you know, otherwise, you probably don't want to pull, unfortunately. So, basically, the chances of getting, like, one of the better ones, right? And by better ones, I mean, not Gladion. I mean, Gladion's still really good if you're new to the game and you don't have like too many different types of strikers, right? Gladion could serve for that because you can change his type to whatever the opponent's, you know, weak against, right? So that's always nice. But otherwise, I mean, if you're an older player, Gladion not that really good of a pull. Plumeria's just kind of niche. I mean, the chance of you needing like a unit that could like toxic or poison and flinch at the same time, there really aren't that many. I mean, Plumeria's still solid. Guzma just fell off a cliff, man. This poor thing. I mean, he's still a decent, like, secondary DPS, but, like, honestly, I think he's kind of getting his role, like, kind of busted there as well. Like, there's so many really fast 3-gauge strikers that could, you know, serve as secondary DPS nowadays as well. Like, Luzamine's a fantastic example of that, and even 4-gauge strikers like, you know, Gloria, right? Which kind of makes Guzma maybe not as useful as he was before, right? Even less so, since, like, he used to be capable of being a main striker because, you know, before Olivia got a synchro, right? Back when Guzma first came out, Olivia still was, like, on top, right? Because there weren't too many synchros back then. And Guzma's DPS was around the same, right, as Olivia was, and back then Gage was also still an issue. Now, not so much, right? So those are the ones that you generally don't want to get. The ones that you do want to get, like Kukui Lycanroc. Kukui Lycanroc is still fantastic, right? Highest flinch chance in the game, by the way. Although in my opinion, not the best flincher overall, but it definitely has the highest flinch chance in the game. Leer, AoE lower defense, always great. He has like over 400 speed, fantastic speed, right? Okay defense, all that stuff, and can potentially do some really good rock type damage if you run it in sand. Olivia Lycanroc is just really good damage, nothing else, right? Lily Clefairy, it's a solid support, right, in terms of buffing stats. I really don't like its speed. I do kind of think that sort of ruins the unit, unfortunately. But hey, if you're lacking a fairy type striker, right? Clefairy, although not a striker, could do some solid damage as a fairy type support, right? So there's that. Losing Pheromones is just fantastic, right? Incredibly fast. You could just slot her onto like any team, and she could just immediately start providing it. And she's self-sufficient as well, right? I mean, she is missing like one crit, but if you like pick up an NPR on that, you don't have an issue there, right? Because she could get +6 attack and special attack by herself by just KOing the sides, which again is pretty broken. And then Serena, obviously, in my opinion, still the best unit in the game overall. I mean, AoE Sleep is just incredibly busted. Any stage, just basically other than like the legendary arenas, minus like Latios, right? That has like more than that has 3 units that you have to face. Serena just like completely just claps them, right? AoE Sleep. Like, I mean, like, what can you do? The opponent's not, like, the opponent literally is not attacking you. You just get, like, free hits over and over and over again, right? And it's not like, oh, there's, like, some kind of limit to it. Like, she buffs her own accuracy, so her hypnosis, doesn't even miss, right? And then, like, on top of that, if you chain it well, right, the opponent could just be put to sleep for the whole battle and die without even doing any damage. I mean, you could legitimately do 0 damage runs with Serena on your team. Like, your whole team just doesn't even take a single hit, right? She just goes in there, puts everyone to sleep, they wake up, put them back to sleep, right? That's insane. She also traps your opponents, could lower their special defense, right? And on top of that, she has insane damage herself, right? Her damage is, it's off the charts, right? Fantastic sync nuke as well. Like this, she does like everything. She's so incredibly busted, right? And Clement is really good and has been getting much better, right? Because of the new units that are coming out, both Mei and Lily B, right? Ribbon B, they both rely on Clement a lot, and Clement really makes both of them so much better because Clement does decrease the opponent's accuracy, which in Mei's situation makes her hit extremely hard, right? And then in Ribbon B's situation, helps Ribbon B dodge, and then once Ribbon B starts dodging, right, one, she doesn't take any damage once she dodges hits, and second, she, gives her an opportunity to trigger at least one of her like 1 billion passives that trigger once your unit dodges. So fantastic unit, right? As for the banner, again, it really depends on how many of these units you already have. If you really don't have any of them, I'd say this is a really good one to go for because, again, it does have basically the best unit in the game, right? Serena and Fennekin in there, right? And if you get that, that's jackpot, right? That's just straight up jackpot, right? Like if you get Serena, you basically don't have to like worry about like anything ever again in the game, right? And if you get some of the other ones, it's still fine. It's just, again, the 30% chance of getting either like something that's not as great, right, is still a bit of a risk. I'd say in terms of like these 4 banners, right, I do think the Hoenn one's probably in general the best one, the safest one to pull on. Then I'd say probably the this one, right, the Kalos Alolo one, and then I'd say Kanto Jodo, and then the last one would probably be Unova, right? Again, I do think these are really good value banners. You guaranteed a 5-star, and you have a very high chance of getting a really good 5-star, right? It's not like, it's not like the Unova banner, which does have some questionable ones, right? This one just generally just has really good ones. So again, really depends on what you have, right? If you like have a lot of these already, like if you have Serena, there really is no point pulling out this banner, because like most people are just gambling for that Serena, right? I think 1 in 9 chance to get Serena at the end, right? And again, you still have a chance to get more 5-stars, right? It doesn't have to be just one. Yeah, just have to kind of cross your fingers and hope you get Serena or any of the other decent ones. And or if you really, if you're a huge Plumeria or Guzma, and it's not like Plumeria and Guzma are like in comparison to like the Unova banner, like the not as good units in the Kalos and Alolo banner, it's so much better than like the straight up not that great units and like this banner, like Grimsley or like Nate, right? I mean, Guzma is very, very similar to Nade in terms of how they operate, but Guzma is so much better because he does have much, much better defenses in my opinion, and he does slightly more damage, right? So yeah, I mean, they're not like that bad. I always gotta learn Gladden. Gladden again could be very, very helpful for new players. Again, pretty much useless for older players, right? So anyways, that's pretty much this one. I guess hope you guys enjoyed. What you guys think in the comments down below. Like, enjoy this video, subscribe to my channel for some more Pokemon Masters content. Tomorrow we will have the Lily Bee and Lancedos banners, so stay tuned for that when those drop in the game. Also, I almost had Merry Christmas Eve. Happy New Year's Eve, folks, for those who celebrate the one day before the year turns into the next year, which doesn't really have any meaningful or you know, literal like meaning, but it's, you know, the number on the year thing, +1, whatever. Anyways, have fun, stay safe, folks, and I'll see you guys in the next one.